Nothing can compare to the feeling of loss when a pet disappears. Imagining the fate that befell them is excruciating. Did it hurt? Were they afraid we'd left them behind? And when do we press forward emotionally? When is the perfect time to accept a loss and move on? One of the most agonizing facts is that most people don't sympathize with the pain. Just get another one. It's not like you lost a person. It's just a dog. I know that they're trying to be kind, but most humans absolutely suck at that kind of sympathy, which actively makes us feel more alone than we otherwise would. And that's why the pets in our lives are so indispensable, and they're far more devoted to us than most humans ever will be. Animals really are the best people. Mipsy saved my life, and to be honest, and she kept that secret between the two of us. On the day both my parents died in a car accident, I was sobbing uncontrollably with a bottle of cheap vodka in one hand and a different bottle filled with sleeping pills in the other. I kept asking who would miss me, and I kept crying harder. Border collies are usually full of energy, but Mipsy understood what I needed that night. She rested her head on my lap and refused to leave. So I told myself that I'd have my final drink when she walked out of the room and left me alone. And that's why I'm alive 2 years later. She never voluntarily parted with me. And now I really believe that I'll live to see my 30th birthday. So I knew something was wrong when I came home from work and I couldn't find her. I spent 2 days traipsing through the fields outside my home. There's a lot of open space around Davenport, Iowa. And I found her after calling her name. I first heard a whimper, then a whine, and finally an urgent bark. I followed the sound to a small embankment where she was trapped in a tiny metal cage. Horrified, I scrambled to open it up. She was going ballistic, eager to jump on me and lick every part of my face at least 5 times. My own hands were shaking so badly that I was nearly unable to open the hinge. "You best keep your hands off my property," came a voice from behind me. I slowly turned around to see a man standing 15 feet away, shotgun cradled on his forearm. White stubble covered his face, and his steely blue eyes fixated unwaveringly on me. "This is my dog," I responded in a voice that shook far worse than I had intended. "No, it's not. That's my dog now. I like to hunt." My hands were shaking uncontrollably, so I grabbed the cage for support. "She's not a hunting dog. Just let us go." He smiled. It was not a kind smile. "I didn't say she was a hunting dog. I did say you'd best be leaving now, and I ain't gonna ask again." I stood defiantly. "I'm not leaving without my dog. If you're going to shoot me, then do it." He spit on the ground. "I ain't gonna shoot you, man." He pointed the shotgun at the cage. "But I am gonna shoot your dog if you don't step aside." I wanted to beg, scream, and cry. I wanted to throw myself onto the cage to protect her, but the logical part of my brain guided me in that moment. "Okay, I'm going to step back," Mipsy whined. It's okay, my girl. I'm right here. We're going to be fine." "Farther back, son," the man responded sternly. "Well away from that cage." I followed obediently, moving 30 feet away. Mipsy barked in frustration. "She's a live one," the man said with a smile as he walked toward the cage where I stood, then turned to open the door. "Mipsy isn't a hunting dog," I repeated, agonized. Just let her go. She's not what you need." He laughed. The sound was about as pleasant as an aggressive walrus fucking. "This dog's exactly what I need, friend." He opened the door. She is the hunt. Mipsy bolted toward me. So you'd better make her run, he screamed as he raised a shotgun in her direction. Realization dawned as Mipsy jumped up to hug me. No, you can't hunt a dog. What the hell is wrong with you? He snorted. Dozens of successful kills prove that I can hunt a dog, friend, and there's no challenge like an excited border collie. He laughed again. So if you want to give that canine of yours a sporting chance, I'd suggest you make it run. Time slowed. Mipsy was throwing herself against me, desperate for my attention after 2 days away. There was no way she'd leave my side. What should I have done? I owed her my life, not my happiness. She ran away after the 5th rock I threw at her, and I loved her too much to spare my own feelings. Maybe she'd come back one day. At least, that's what I told myself. The man swung his shotgun around and pointed it at me. I can see you love your dog, friend, so I'll compensate you accordingly, he responded softly. But purebred border collies are hard to come by, and I won't be letting this one go. I was screaming at him internally, but my mouth could find no words. The best thing you can do right now is walk away, he repeated with a clear attempt at kindness. And I won't go after her until I know you've disappeared. So I'm going to stand right here until you turn around and head back from whence you came. And he smiled. Then I'm gonna hunt your dog. It's only worthwhile when it provides a damn good challenge. We often say, I could never, when faced with painful choices. But life has a way of forcing us to confront those crossroads and deal with the devil we find here. There was nothing I could do but turn around and walk away. The open field featured clear visibility for miles in every direction, and by the time I circled around and hoped to rescue Mipsy, both the hunter and the hunted were nowhere to be found. I searched all night, only heading home when I figured my odds were best if I went to a place that Mipsy expected to find me. And she was there, all right. I knew what the black and white mass on my doorstep was from 100 feet away. And I buried her next to the tree in my backyard where I'd scattered my parents' ashes. And he'd left a note with an envelope next to Mipsy's body. $1,913 cash was stuffed inside. The message simply read, just get another one. Animals are far more devoted to us than most people realize. That's a two-way street, of course. Many people fail to understand just how devoted we are to our pets. And I don't think the man with the gun expected me to camp out in the open spaces around Davenport, hoping that he would appear in a new location. And he definitely didn't expect me to spend 6 months doing it. But the hunt's only worthwhile when it provides a damn good challenge. The man opens his eyes slowly, and I wondered if he would have a few elegant words of wisdom to share. What the fuck is this fuck? I smiled. Take a minute to get your bearings, friend. The tranquilizer gun I bought really is a doozy. He slowly focused on me. Fortunately, I had enough cash to buy the very best. Awareness dawned on him and he panicked. Where the fuck are my clothes? He shot at me. Where's my gun? My smile grew wider. Oh, you won't be needing any of those, friend. I lifted my recent purchase and displayed it proudly. I had enough money left over to pick up this Oneida Eagle Phoenix lever action bow. I sighed contently. I can't imagine hunting with anything else. We made steady eye contact, but I still noticed him pissing himself. It was kind of hard to hide that fact without any pants. "You're really gonna shoot me with an arrow, kid?" he whispered. "It could take a man all day to die from that. You don't want to do that to me." He was clearly terrified, but confident that he could win me over. I nodded slowly. "Well, friend, I hate to be the one to tell you that you're wrong on both accounts. It can take a man much longer than a day to die from an arrow if you shoot him in the right place." I pulled one from my quiver. "And secondly, I really, really want to do this to you." I breathed, adrenaline pumping through my body. "You're just a person. It's not like the world is going to lose a dog." He walked slowly backwards as the first tears began to fall. I knocked my arrow and the bow. "Run, motherfucker." Hi everybody, it's your creepy sister here. Thank you so much for watching the video. I really appreciate it. At the same time, if you want to send a story for me to read, or you want to follow my social media, please check the description of the video. It would have my email and my links to my social media. And don't forget to like, leave a comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and click that bell to be notified whenever a new video comes out. Once again, thanks for watching.